Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hi dear friends, we are back today with our book Living Spring by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. Today we are going to read and discuss chapter 128. Do not discard your confidence. And it's Paul in Hebrews 10 verses 35, and he says, therefore, do not discard your confidence, which has great reward. And Emmanuel explains, do not discard the confidence that nourished your heart. Very often, the apparent progress of the impious discourages the favor of tepid souls. Flattering virtue retreats before seemingly victorious vice. The fragile believer is pained before the wrongdoer, who is heaped with praise. Nevertheless, if we have accepted Jesus as our divine master, we must receive the world as our educational instruction. And this school shows us that the physical journey is but a trained period for the spirit in the immense field of life. Every century had its own dominating sovereign. Many of them set themselves up on pedestals of golden power at the expense of the blood and tears of their contemporaries. Many won battles of hatred, others monopolized bread, some controlled political life, others earned the people's fear. Nonetheless, all of them died as an earthly price for the laborious endeavors to which they devoted themselves. They received only an opulent tomb, where they underscore the cold house of death. Do not discard your faith because your educational experience on earth exposes on your vision afflictive circumstances in the game of human conventions. Remember immortality, our divine inheritance. Wherever you go, conduct your soul as a precious source of comprehension and service. Wherever you are, be generous, optimistic, and diligent in doing the good. The flesh is only your clothing. Struggle and become a better person. Work and accomplish with Christ. Wait confidently for the future with the certainty that life awaits you today, and it will always be fair and just tomorrow. What a beautiful explanation again by Emmanuel. Let's see. I've looked up what is confidence? What does it mean? It says confidence comes from the Latin fidere, which means to trust, having self-confidence. Therefore, it is a matter of having trust in oneself, the ultimate step of the path of spiritual self. Confidence is to discern in which self we trust and place our confidence in God. There are so many explanations, and everything is spiritual and Christian-like. The other one says Christian, let me see. Confidence, multi-faceted word that encompasses within Christian thought, a range of aspects, faith in God, certainty and assurance of one's relationship with God, a sense of boldness that is dependent on realization of one's acceptance by God, and a conviction that one's destiny is secure in God. So confidence, to trust, to have this confidence that we are surrounded by God with help by our spiritual guides. And this is the confidence. And he says, do not discard your confidence. Do not discard your trust in God. And we should always look at ourselves and see, where are my confidence today in this task that was given to me? And Emmanuel says, wherever we go. And yes, he says it's hard sometimes, but it was hard since the beginning of time. But we should never give up and always focus on the good. He says here, remember immortality. If we remember and remind ourselves that we are immortal spirits, then we will have confidence. Our divine inheritance. Wherever you go, conduct your soul as a precious source of comprehension and service. So it is up to us to build our confidence and those of the people around us, to inspire by our actions and the example of Christ. Wherever you are, be generous, optimistic, and diligent in doing the good. And always the good Emmanuel brings to us is always doing the good. Focus on good things, and that will give us confidence as well. The flesh is only the clothing. So let's focus and remind ourselves that we are immortal spirits. And that is, and use every opportunity, every trial, every situation to remind ourselves about this so that we can focus on higher thoughts. To have eyes like Jesus that saw the good in everybody. The flesh is only your clothing. Struggle and become a better person. He says you will struggle to become a better person because it's the practice behind it, the effort and repetition every day, so that we can cleanse ourselves, so that we can let go of all the old things and become new each day. And yes, it is a struggle for ourselves, not that our circumstances around us sometimes. And yes, it makes it hard because we struggle with our ego, with our selfishness in ourselves. And that is the only thing that makes us suffer. Work and accomplish with Christ. Wait confidently for the future with the certainty that life awaits you today. And it will always be fair and just tomorrow. So we live in a fair and just world. In action and reaction. And what do we plant today? What do we give today so that we can have tomorrow better fruit, better things to do? And yes, there will always be something that will challenge us so that we can build some great spiritual muscles in ourselves. And that is why we need the confidence, like Emmanuel says, the trust in God to help us to get ourselves there. Thank you so much for joining me today, beloved friends. Until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.